All right, so this was the original plan. If you caught the last video, I was talking about and planning for which build was going to be my first build that I played in the Sentinel and Kalandra League. Trying to remember what it's called. Blast from the Past. There we go. The basic idea is I wanted to play something that was known to be very, very good. A build archetype that I haven't played in a bit, and one that's, very popular with a lot of players right now, particularly hardcore players. And I thought, okay, yeah, Cold Dot Elementalist. And before you ask, Elementalist is way, way better before Occultist. I had so many people coming in chat during the streams asking why not playing Occultist. The answer is Occultist offers almost nothing except for Profane Bloom. It's in a really bad place for playing Cold Dot right now. Elementalist gets AoE, damage, and even better defense with the bubble shield. But yeah, this is what it looked like. This is me currently a tier 14 map. As you can see, I'm doing a solo self-found run. It was pretty clean. It wasn't awful, but I didn't love it. I think I died 8 times in the entire run because the final day I was pushing really, really hard. Anyway, you can see the gameplay is decent. It's not awful. Again, this is pushing as quickly as possible in solo self-found. This is not, taking any time to slow down and upgrade my gear or anything. And this is even with Enfeeble on me, as you can see. But yeah, for me, this felt a little too slow. And in fact, let's then go towards the Eater of Worlds fight. So you can see truly how slow it really is. I'm not sure it's even going to be over by the time I'm done talking about this build. It's fine. It's actually really, really comfortable to do the boss fights because of the incredibly strong chill. As you can see, he constantly has about a 19% chill, 18% shock from Shaper of Storms. And it's a very comfortable kill. It takes a while, but it's, as you can see, this is going to take a little bit. I think it was like 3 full bubble rotations going into the invincibility phase. It took a while. And then the real question with the event is what, the goal is just to map as quickly as possible and get XP. Like after these boss kills, what we're really going to be doing is trying to map as quickly as possible. And this is what the mapping looks like. It's okay. The thing is we have good AoE, but we have no proliferation. You're basically just waiting for Vortex and Creeping Frost and Cold Snap and letting the monsters die within that. But, without any source of explodey, you can't proliferate the cold dots on the ground. It's just it's a little clunky, it's a little slow, and I don't see this really blasting because primarily we're relying entirely on the Vortex cooldown. And Vortex can feel really good as just a primary skill once you get enough cooldown recovery rate, but that's obviously going to be an extreme challenge in a 1-week solo self-found event. So anyway, this is the preamble to what I'm actually going to be playing. And spoilers, you've seen it before. Towards the end of the stream, I was talking about how I just wasn't 100% in love with what that build felt like, and I wanted to, what are my other options? Lightning Arrow, whatever. And then someone in chat was like, why don't you just play Fire Trap? And in fact, I'm just going to be calling this build Frostblink in the future. A lot of people get confused and they say, oh, I don't like the trap playstyle. And Fire Trap is such a small part really a small part of the build that, I'm just going to start calling it Frostblink Elementalist or, Flame Blink, Fire Blink, or I don't know. What I did this morning is I stripped this build down to the bare minimum parts here, probably pretty close to what I would see myself at the end of a 1-week solo self-found event, particularly if we get recombinators and all that, so we can get a little bit better gear than we normally would. So all I'm wearing right here is a +1 cold spell skills with a little bit of damage. It was easiest for me to buy a Fractured Base here, but, there's just a couple damage mods on here, and then we crafted one. We can just do a 5-link here, so this is a 5-link lightning coil. Again, we can just craft a regular rare chest that is probably easier to actually wear. Worse physical damage mitigation, but better against elemental. Very, very cheap Essence of Delirium crafted gloves. Nothing on it. It's just a 2-mod gloves. And then I'm using a replica Karui ward, which is actually pretty fun. Really unlikely that I would heist enough to grab this, but it's actually really, really fun. Just getting the AoE, the movement speed, and all that. The area damage doesn't do anything. Eye of Malice, unenchanted. I removed a lot of passive points, so I'm level 91 right here. No cluster jewels or anything. In the POB below, I'm going to strip it down to the bare minimum so you know exactly what to go for. Obviously, we won't have tattoos in Sentinel. But yeah, this is a level 91 POB, and let me show you what it feels like. So the general idea here is on a 6-link, we would add in Vortex actually on our left click, makes our clear much smoother. I'll show you guys without for the first half and then with on the second half. The thing to note is Frostblink gets faster cooldown recovery rate, both blinking away from and into packs of monsters. And this is a thing, when I first shared this build, I had people complaining that they just didn't like the Frostblink playstyle. And it's, you should. You should. It is very, very comfortable. It's incredibly good as long as you do one thing. Just pay attention to when you Frostblink. You're primarily going to be using your shield charge to move around, and then make sure you're always Frostblinking into or out of a pack of monsters. Look how fast that cooldown is. It's really, really fast. It's available most of the time, and if you could do it ideally from a pack into a pack, look at how fast that was. So as long as you're cognizant of always blinking into and out of packs, you can Frostblink by itself, and the cooldown is very close to instant. It is always available as long as you're just not spamming it off cooldown when you're not going into or out of a pack of monsters. It's really good. Frostblink alone will kill monsters. Again, these are pretty low gem levels that I got right here. This is all I got in a regular lightning coil. Nothing fancy, dirty techniques. As you can see, my Frostblink is only level 22, 21 plus 1, because I got plus 1 on my scepter. And that's it. This is all I have for damage on a 5-link, and that is how good Frostblink is by itself in a tier 16 map. And then on hard monsters, we do want to use both of our curses here. We do want to use our Infernal Cry. Ideally, we also run over them with our boots to get the Scorch Crown for even less elemental resistance. And that is it. So as long as you're smart about how you use Frostblink, I firmly believe it is one of the most comfortable playstyles that you can have in the game that I've played. That's like not a high investment bow build or anything. Now, let's ramp that up a little bit, and if you can get a 6-link, toss Vortex in there, and then you're going to be really, really happy, because Vortex on your left click, which I got to do, put your Vortex on your left click. What you can do here is you can intersperse your Vortex between your Frostblinks, so this way you're not even waiting a nanosecond between your packs of monsters. That's still available as you're running into and out of the packs of monsters. And since they're both sharing all the same links, you only have to level up one set of gems, and you're going to be pretty comfortable right there. And we'll get to the single target. And remember, this is a level 19 fire trap. Look at these gem levels. This is just trash with a pair of gloves. I just used 1 Essence of Delirium. That's it. And that's it. This is, I hit Spell Suppression tier 3. And we're going to use our fire trap here. Make sure we do our Divine Blessing. Make sure we get the Scorched Ground. Not exceptional damage, but that's just a level 19 gem. And that's good enough for mapping very quickly. And that is the idea. This is, in my opinion, for the playstyle that I prefer, for the speed that I prefer, for what I'm going to play in the events, vastly superior to what Cold Dot felt like. Totally understand if you want a more well-rounded build, particularly if you're more bossing focused. Cold Dot can be much more comfortable if you want to, chill the bosses even more. Although we have pretty good chill because we are using skitterbots right here. This is the setup that I'm going to be doing, I think, for mapping specifically at very, very low investment. This is a very strong contender for a build that can get through the maps, get a lot of XP really, really quickly. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, I don't have a tree finalized yet, but the basic idea is I'm going to be rushing mostly Abyss. There's a lot of stuff for getting a ton of experience and a ton of monsters from Abyss by taking all of these nodes. It's a lot of nodes, but lots and lots of monsters and lots of XP from those monsters. I'm going to take most of the Abyss nodes, and that's the primary focus. Lots of XP from that, as well as focusing on Betrayal. Betrayal crafts are always great, and Betrayal will also, you get a ton of XP from interrogating the members from Betrayal. So that's the main focus that I'm going to do, and then probably a little bit of Breach as well, just because it's very high-density monster, is really good for Ignite Proliferation. That's the idea. My goal is to try to get, like I said in the last video, I want to be at least top 50, and I think that's achievable. I want to be top 50, and if I can do better than that, great. Yeah, sorry for lying to you guys in the previous video, but after playing Cold Dot, I remembered why I don't really love playing Cold Dot. It's a comfortable play style. It's like, I don't know, we use words like cozy and comfy and whatever. It's like, it's a very dependable and trusty play style, but I think if you just want to blast without any source of explodey, it's going to feel a little weak. You could make an argument for maybe going occultist in that. I don't know if your damage is going to really shape up, though, in a SSF race. POB for what this is below, again, I'm going to strip this down to its bare parts so you can see exactly what to go for in the POB. I'll even make a couple notes for the items. I'll write in the notes section the items that you're going to look for. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the events. Krangled is going to start in 2 days. Like I said before, I'm going to play it for the first couple days. If my first character ends up being bad because we randomly don't know what's going to be what, I'll probably just quit after a couple days. But I'm really preparing for and excited for the Sentinel event. That's why I just keep calling it the Sentinel event, but the Blast for the Past, which is the week after that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.